Hi everyone, I'm Jenny. I know, that was not a good message. So, do not be embarrassed if you feel the urge to sing along at any point in the song. It has the potential to be a big old group piece. So, we'll start with one you might know. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Tell me why we all know the words to Backstreet Boys. The human brain holds those song lyrics you haven't heard since you were 10, but can still rattle off like you are Mariah Carey herself, looking for a dream lover, come rescue me. Take me up, take me down, take me anywhere you want to, baby. Why can I remember every lyric, note, and harmony from the original Broadway cast recording of Annie, but can't recollect my husband's cell phone number, or the best way to get to H Street, or the Spanish word for fork? And why can I sing every syllable of Hit Me Baby One More Time, a song I don't even respect, but oh baby, baby, how was I supposed to know how to change a tire? And I'm sitting here in the breakdown lane wondering what Darwin would think of this kind of natural selection, this puzzling trait that I and so many others possess. Because I know I'm not an anomaly, and I know there are lots of you out there who stop, collaborate, and listen. Rattle off all the verses of Ice Ice Baby, but forget what you came into that room for. And don't you wish you could transfer those files to another folder, a flash drive, driving away all that classic rock clutter, that J-Lo junk mail filling up the inboxes of our minds, making room for the answers to important questions, like, how many cups are in a quart? Or, what year did the Thriller album come out? And I say, why? Tell them that it's human nature, why? But seriously, why? Why do our brains work this way? I mean, I pay attention in biology. I understand evolution, the survival of the fittest humans, so am I correct in assuming some cavemen died off for forgetting the words to their tribal theme song? And we, you and I, we lovers of lyric, we sponges for song, descended from those who remembered? But we do not remember. I do not remember the last words I spoke to my grandmother before she died. And if I had known it was goodbye, I would have asked her to sing, to keep the memory alive. She loved to sing in her Polish way, fly me to the moon, and let me walk among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. I do not remember what I said on the phone that day or what she said to me, and I would give anything to remember the tiny happenings of my days, as well as I remember the fast sections of Blues Travelers songs, or the absurd words to I Am the Walrus, forever ingrained in my brain since my junior high Beatles phase. If only I could remember life as well as I see how they run like pigs from a gun, see how they fly. I'm crying. I'm crying because sometimes it feels like life is going by too fast. And suddenly I'm no longer in my early 20s and college is no longer recent, and somewhere along this daily commute of life I stopped keeping record of the fullness of my days. And so I forget a lot. I used to keep a journal every night in my childhood bedroom, careful record of fears and joys, tears, and boys, But lately I just go to therapy or sometimes draft crappy drafts of poems, attempting in vain to imprint on the page a moment the way songs do on the brain. Like how Boyz II Men's I'll Make Love to You sends me to that sweaty-palmed 8th grade dance when I finally had the courage to ask Sam Warner to do the 8th grade equivalent of making love, and we did. We slow danced. And oh, and what did we do? And I will not let go till you tell me to, and I will not let go of that memory. Or how Shirley Temple transports me to my mother's Oldsmobile station wagon. I was too small for the front seat, but big enough for our duets. That transformed us into cheerful Depression-era movie stars that break out into random moments of song. On the good ship, lollipop, it's a sweet trip to the candy shop. And that good ship sails me to a time when I learned the value of a belted-out song and the uselessness of inhibitions. Or how the Dixie Chicks send me to that same Oldsmobile years later. I was newly licensed, cranking the volume on my tape deck CD adapter. Remember those things? I was ready to run. All I'm ready to do is have some fun. Smelling through the open car windows the possibility you only truly know at age 15. Or 17, when my punk drummer boyfriend installed a real CD player and introduced me to bands that made me feel more badass than I'd ever felt. And when those songs come on now, I am suddenly there, my caveman brain cruising past my curfew as we sway in our seatbelts and drum dashboards to bands that sing bad words and drug references, so far away from that star of the math team theater dork I was. I remember these things. When the songs come on, I remember them well. Melodies become memories, become meaning, and maybe this is the answer to my Darwinian question. Because life is a highway, and I want to drive it all night long, but if I had to find a less overused metaphor, life is really an Oldsmobile station wagon. Not too pretty, fake wood sidings, plush blue seats carrying us when we are young and when we are old. And our recollections of the details we drive by are hazy and almost slip away until that familiar bass line is heard over supermarket speakers and we forget what we came down this aisle for anyway. And even when it has been years, the rhythm returns to our ears. And even when we forgot to save a memory in the photo album of our consciousness, because of this tricky little trait passed down the generations, all it takes is a song to help us remember. All it takes is a tune to transport us. Like a Backstreet Boys song from 1999. Embarrassingly familiar, clear as crystal, every word and feeling said and felt today. And something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop, yo? I don't know. But I want it that way.